honestly didn't know if I was gonna come back. Hey, my lovelies. Just got into the shop, took a day off yesterday. It was really nice. I did nothing. I stayed on the couch with Fergus and we watched YouTube and some TV programs and stuff like that. And I know my friend Taryn is going to say program is such an old fuddy-duddy word. Sorry, I was watching some shows. Anywho's, we're back in the garage. We've had a little delivery. I'm gonna show you that, but can you believe it's been a year since this happened?
If you get uncomfortable, just be like, slow them down. All right, I'll close my eyes. All right.
Please get me out. Please. Please. Oh my god. Oh my god. Can you get this helmet off? Please help me off. Oh. You're touching everything and it's not painful, but it's painful inside.
Painful inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's right, it's been just a little over a year. June 22nd of 2023, I broke my back. I cannot believe it's been a year already. And the only reason why I'm here, standing, being able to move and do this stuff is because I listened to the doctors and I was fortunate enough to do that and not do anything for 4.5, 5 months. That's a long time. I was lucky enough to not do anything for about 5 months. Bearing in mind, when I flew from Oregon to Utah with this freshly broken back, I could barely move. They drugged me up so good at the hospital, and I spent 2 different flights sitting in an airline bathroom. Imagine, because it was a lot more comfortable than sitting in the seats. Finally touched down, got here, saw the doctor here, and they suggested 2 things. I had 2 options. I could go back to work when my back felt okay, but I would have severe problems in the future and for the rest of my life, or do absolutely nothing, and probably be okay and not have too many issues. Well, because I'm lucky enough to kind of work for myself and have a couple of partners that I work with, I took that option, that second option of doing absolutely nothing, which you can only imagine for me, the person who has ants in her pants. I can't even, staying at home for 1 day like I did yesterday drove me crazy. Yeah, it was a difficult time. I honestly didn't know if I was gonna come back to doing YouTube, to be honest with you, because being 5.5 months down and not doing YouTube videos consistently really took everything all the way down to kind of starting position again. And if any of you have a channel or a part of a channel, you know and how much of a full-time job it is to keep and maintain a certain level on YouTube to make it all worth it. It has been a wee bit of a fight ever since, to be honest with you, but I absolutely love what I do. I love creating content. When you've done something like break your back and you're unable to make content, like I shouldn't say that. I should say my headspace was unable to make content because I could have done an update every week. I just wasn't there. I was slothing around in bed, barely making it to the bathroom and barely able to like lift a cup like this. I mean, it's incredible what the body does and how it heals if you let it heal completely. I'm just super, super thankful to be here doing this thing I love still right now. Before I kind of delve into what's happened the past year in that year and how I have felt personally about everything, you just saw me unwrap some stuff. I have wanted to build my own welding cart. I have a design and everything, but just with everything that's going on in the next couple of months, I really don't have time to build my own one. One day I will, but for now, not so much. The one I have right now, falling apart every time I take it somewhere. A wheel doesn't work, the welder almost comes off. It's a hot mess express. So, Harbor Freight, incredible. A welding cabinet, all-in-one mobile welding storage. It looks so fancy and awesome. We're gonna be able to put some of this material right here, boop, there, into here because my welding cart right now is kind of holding a lot of stuff. Whoa. Which is just all the consumables that I need. Wire, down here and below. I'm gonna be able to put the gun away and I'm gonna be able to store plasma cutter and the Volt welder in that new welding cart. So obviously very excited about that. And I got this filing cabinet, I think probably a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. It was for free on Facebook Marketplace and I thought it would be fantastic for things. Well, it's turned into like my paint cabinet and I wanted it to hold all the fluids and stuff. That doesn't work. They're all actually underneath the sink. Wow, we did like a flip there and everything. So the Yukon 30x72 garage cabinet is going to be incredible. And I'm gonna put that one right there in the front. Always looking out for us, Harbor Freight. Fantastic. Anyway, let's get back to what's happened in the past year. I just realized my shirt is dirty, which is fantastic. 5 months of not doing anything almost killed my soul. At the 4-month mark, I went in for a checkup. They said, give it 1 more month just to be safe. That's what I did. And I was invited to 24-hour Hell and Back here in Cedar City. I went to see the guys, hung out with everyone for the day, but I decided it just wasn't a good idea to do that. So the first thing I got invited to by my good friend Kevin was to do some pre-running in his 4400 car here in town. That was the 15th of November. This is how that went.
3, 2, 1.
That has to be both the most nerve-wracking and nauseous I have ever felt in a car, but it's because this is the first time I've been in a vehicle that goes fast since my accident. And the safe word was banana. And honestly, I didn't know how I felt to begin with. There was a lot of really deep ruts and stuff like that. And I didn't feel completely comfortable, but not super uncomfortable. Now, I was giving you my honest opinion when I was in that helmet, just telling you that I kind of felt uneasy. I felt okay, but I felt uneasy. But it was definitely then that I realized I will never be a passenger in off-road again. I will always have to be in charge of the wheel, in charge of the vehicle, know where it's going. And if something goes awry, it's my own fault. So yeah, there was that. Then in the same month, I got invited to California to be part of This Versus That, held by Hoonigan. I'm going to leave that link in the description below for their episode on that. Essentially, it's a short course. You get 3 rounds to win against your opponent, and we got to do a couple of pre-runs. This was my first pre-run.
Jeez, why is she taking that one faster?
I can hear you guys. Oh my gosh, it came down so hard. I came down pretty hard. I went way too fast, as you guys heard from Walter. It came down pretty hard, but everything felt fine. Like my back actually felt okay. I think my brain took over and it was more mental than anything else. I was like, oh, is everything okay? Did I bring my back? Oh my God, are we gonna do this again? Just the fear factor of breaking something that severe again and having to be down for so long, I can't even imagine. I wouldn't be able to come back from it, I don't think. So my brain was more in it than anything else. The second time I went around, much better. Doing this versus that actually brought me back and brought a lot of my confidence back in myself, my body, my mind, just doing off-road again. Even although it was kind of like a weird thing, and my mind was like, oh my goodness, it was actually the confidence builder that I needed. And there was no babying about it. It was just awesome. And that's the thing that set me back into what I wanted to do. From then on, it was just wheeling. We wheeled the Tacoma for the first time in Moab with Firestone. I was out there with Paul from Fab Rats and Rudy. My back driving there in the Tacoma, wheeling it and driving it back was perfect. It was actually okay. And then from then on, I was just getting ready and prepping for King of the Hammers. Hold on a second. Stickier in here, but this cart is going together really well. I'm really happy with this. I cannot wait to get everything in the same place instead of in a couple of places, but this is really good, and it wheels like a dream so far. So we're getting there, building this up. I'm just putting the TIG rod holders in here, which is making me very happy because all that material can be in one place. But before we head on to King of the Hammers, remember I put a massive hole in Mischief Maker's frame, and working in the garage was one of the hardest things to do this year. I really could only work for 2.5, 3 hours, and it didn't ache, it hurt. It was very sore, it hurt so much. Didn't matter that I wore my boots, or even wore the back brace, not only the turtle shell, but even to this day, I sometimes wear my back brace if I know I'm going to be in here for a while, and what I'm going to be doing in here. That has been the thing that has slowed me down the most, is the muscle around the that area. I did go to PT for a little while. I just have to get back on those exercises, and I have to keep doing them, because even to this day, after a long day in the garage, I hurt, but not the bone, not inside, like I said at the beginning. It's just all the muscle on the outside. So working in the garage started at 2.5 hours a day. Couldn't use power tools with the vibration of that. That was pretty interesting. So Walter was in here a lot with me when I needed someone to use a power tool. Yeah, that's honestly probably been the craziest. Well, there is one more time when it was pretty crazy and sore, and that was King of the Hammers. Okay, King of the Hammers. I know there's been no video for me about King of the Hammers. Reason being, the footage that I got, I still haven't been able to see myself. I haven't been able to download it off a specific hard drive. There's just so much footage that was taken, and I still haven't quite figured that out, believe it or not. Nothing crazy went on, but my back really hurt to the point where I thought that I couldn't go on. I was sobbing my face off in my helmet, driving with one hand and holding onto the roll bar to try stretch it out. It just went into a total spasm. Just those muscles on that part of the back, I need to really take seriously moving forward, especially if I want to, you know, take racing seriously next year, which I do. So I was in a lot of pain. My poor co-driver really didn't know what to do. I was just getting angrier and angrier at myself, and it was because we were going through a really tight rock section in the desert loop, and it's prone to slashing those sidewalls on all of the tires. A lot of people lose tires there, and I just didn't want to do that. So I slowed down. I think it was just the tension, the way that I was holding the wheel, and myself. And ever since then, honestly, it's just been wheeling and working in the garage, and I'm feeling pretty good. If I have a problem with my back, it's normally just because I've been in here for 8-9 hours on my feet and I haven't really sat down or stretched anything out that day. So I'm a big believer in everything happens for a reason. It taught me a lot of life lessons. And yeah, here's hoping everyone keeps their health and everyone is safe and everyone wears their safety gear, and yeah, so when things like this happen, we can keep it to a minimum. You know what I mean? I have finished the cart, so let's transfer everything onto it. Okay, not gonna lie, probably gonna change those casters out to really big ones, just like I have on my double axle stand, because that moves like a dream. This moves way better than this moves, so I really have no complaints. Let's get this stuff transferred over. Okay, if I'm looking a little toasty, a little tired, I don't know, my eyes have all of a sudden gotten really, really heavy, but check this out. Bam! This is what we used to use before. This is what we are using now. Little tiny little bit of a difference. I am so happy with this cart. Holy moly, I'm gonna get a bunch of consumables in here. I just put what I had on the cart in here, which is just the tips right now. I have all these drawers, a big cupboard in here, plasma cutter, the Volt, and of course the Rebel 205 AC DC welder, my welder, and my big boy tank. Looking pretty spectacular, to be honest with you. I'm so happy with this. You have no idea. And it moves. It moves and it grooves. Yeah. So managed to achieve something that I really wanted to get done, considering that delivery came in today, and I just wanted to update you guys on how I was feeling a year after the accident happened. You guys have been absolutely incredible. You're always keeping in touch with me about it, always asking how everything's going, and everything is going as good as it can go. I'm here, I'm doing my thing, we're getting this done. I know it's like boom, right in your face. And yeah, I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for having the channel, for you guys, for being able to race and drive and fabricate and learn and get better. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. Just telling you a little bit of the behind the scenes and kind of what I've been feeling and all of that. And if you had asked me to do this video 6 months ago, there would have been a bunch of tears because it was very frustrating. But I try not to let that get to me as much, and I try and see like the good in everything, and everything happens for a reason, and you're gonna be okay. It's happened to thousands of people. Thousands of you have reached out to me and said that you had something similar done. So it's incredible to me just how fragile we actually are and how little time we have here. So remember, look after yourselves, look after your families, look after your friends, and thanks for watching.